guys, welcome back on the channel. Today I'm going to showcase you my commanders from my recent battle report using Bill Cook's rules. These commanders are, I would say, a bit different than the ones you know, than the famous commanders of the early Hundred Years' War, the Edwardian War as it's called, and the Lancastrian War. These commanders are part of the Caroline War. The Caroline War was basically the period where the French really took back everything from the English, with the spearhead Bertrand du Guesclin, a great commander that took back almost everything that the Black Prince and Edward III won. So the Caroline War is approximately 1369 to 1389. I decided that these individual-based armies that I have, or Perry miniatures, would be interesting to be to have commanders from this part of the war. So let's start with the first commander, and the commander-in-chief of the English, as you can see, Robert Knowles. Now, Sir Robert Knowles, born 1325 and died 1407, almost 82 years old, was a very important English knight of the Hundred Years' War. As you can see here now, we have him in a round base. He was operating with the tactic support of the crown, succeeded in taking the only two major French cities, other than Calais and Poitiers, to fall to Edward III. His methods, however, earned him his infamy as a freebooter and a ravager. So it was a really tough man. He also participated in the War of British Succession, so he was quite formidable commander, but really tough. So here is the command stand of Robert Knowles. These are Perry miniatures, plastic, from the Agincourt range. So we go to Robert Knowles, we go to the sub-commander, Hugh Calveley. Again, Sir Hugh Calvary, a very famous commander. He died in 1394. Again, he was operating during the Caroline War. He was an English knight and commander who participated in the Hundred Years' War, again gaining fame in the War of British Succession and the Castilian War. He held various military posts in Brittany and Normandy. He should not be confused with his nephew, Sir Hugh Calveley, who died in 1393 and was a member of the Parliament. So a great commander. Again, he was, at that period, the English commanders were not so much celebrated as during the Edwardian and the Lancastrian Wars, where you had some amazing commanders, except, of course, Henry V, Salisbury, Bedford, and Edward III. You had Reginald Cobham, you had Warwick, I mean, major commanders. This is a period where the English were a little bit pushed back, but again, they still had a really great commanders. Let's see the third one here, and the third one is, of course, obviously, a very famous family, basically, that is named along the history of the Hundred Years' War and the Wars of Scottish Succession. It's Hugh de la Zouche. It was Baron Zouche. It was a very strong family from northern England. The La Zouche family descended from Alan La Zouche, Lord of Manor of North Malton in North Devon. So he was a Breton nobleman originally. He settled in England during the reign of Karen II. And his ancestors fought in the Second Wars of Scottish Independence. So another important family, and Baron Zouche was one of the commanders, the second commander, the captain of the English. So let's go and see the French, and let's go to the commander-in-chief, and basically the most famous commander of the era, Bertrand du Guesclin. Bertrand du Guesclin was named the Eagle of Brittany, or the Black Dog of Brochelon. He was a Breton knight and important military commander for the French side during the Hundred Years' War from 1370 to his death. He was a constable of France for King Charles V. Well known for his Fabian strategy, he took part in 7 pitched battles and won 5 in which he held command. Basically, Bertrand du Guesclin was the reason that the French won back almost everything except Calais and except some parts of Gascony, back from Edward III and the Black Prince. He avoided pitched battles. He used to have the same tactics like the English chevauchés and the sieges and traps. And he captured Captal de Buch, a famous hero of Poitiers, a great commander, and he's the commander-in-chief of French. Again, you see he is Perry miniatures, all the Agincourt range. Not big difference in armor from 3080s to the early 100 to Agincourt. So you can use them. You can use them. And our third captain, Robert Arras. Now, Robert Arras, we don't have much information. He was a captain on the Caroline War of the 100 Years' War. He was from the Arras family. He had English ancestry, but he was one of the captains of the French. I'll find more information. I'll give them to you. So here is Robert Arras. Nice figure. Then you have, obviously, a very interesting figure that I took from movie The Duel, The Last Duel, and his name is Robert de Thibouville. Robert de Thibouville, if you've seen the movie, he's a captain here. You can see he is the father-in-law of Sir Jean de Courage, the guy who fights the duel and wins, claiming his wife was murdered. He was a very controversial knight. He was married. His daughter was a controversial figure. He was a Norman knight, and he sided against the French king because they had conflict territories. He's fought in the Battle of Poitiers with the English, but then by his daughter marrying Jean de Courage, he was hoping to get in the good books of the French again. And last but not least, again from the same movie, we have Peter II, Count of Alencon. Here you can see him again. All miniatures are periplastics. Now he's again the figure that plays in The Last Duel. Peter II of Alençon was basically died in 1404. He was born in 1340. So this period of the Caroline War, he's played by. He's the boss. He's the lord of Jacques de Courage. So Matt Damon is Jacques de Courage, and I don't remember the name. So another nice figure, periplastic. You can use them. The heraldry for the Alencons are the same almost. You can use them in Poitiers. I mean, Poitiers it's too early for this kind of armor, but you can use him also for Agincourt, where his ancestors died. And these are the commanders. I hope you enjoyed the video. These commanders are not that famous, except Bertrand du Guesclin, because they were operating during the Caroline War, where the English really had big troubles and lost everything. But it's a nice, it's nice to have a period where you can fight, where things are a bit different. So that's why I chose these commanders and this period to fight. Individually based armies, fun, not my favorite, but it can accommodate some kind of big skirmish games. And that's it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, guys. More battle reports to come. I posted yesterday the 1 hour battle report, the third part of my battle report of Bill Hooks. I know it's long, difficult for people to watch, but it is some fun. The next battle reports are going to be a bit less, actually a lot less long. I'm going to keep on in the strategy. This battle report was aiming to understand also a bit of the mechanics of Bill Hooks. So we have Days of Nights that we can use, a couple of more skirmish games maybe, and when I go back home, obviously we'll have to finish the big battle that I'm currently fighting. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this showcase, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.